Hello there, Michelle Beauchamp here, owner of the Champ Group. Happy again to welcome you to another webinar. Today, we are talking about faith. We are in chapter 3 of Think and Grow Rich. Faith, we don't see it, but we believe it to be true. Faith, it says, is about visualizing and believing in the attainment of desire. We talked last time in chapter 2 about desire, the starting point. Once you have clarity on, what Napoleon Hill said, the definite outcome, then once you have clarity on the definite outcome that you desire, then it's critical to believe and it will become reality. Reality when you believe. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm big on visualization. I love doing the vision board, and you know that about me. Why? Because I believe when you see it, then you can believe it. It's important that what's in front of you is relevant, though. And so sometimes your vision changes. And so one question that I ask people pretty often is, when you put that vision board together, when you decided this is what you were visualizing, is it still relevant 6 months later? Only you can answer that. And then believing, we have to believe. You know what that means? It means we have no room for doubt. We don't know how it's going to come together. We're not sure when it's ever going to come together, but we believe, and that is what's important. So let's discuss the importance of faith. Key points that we're going to discuss today are only two. One is belief, and the other is action. Here's a question. What do you believe to be true about you? What do you believe to be true about the role that you play in the various roles that you play in life as a family member, as a leader, as a person in the community? What do you believe to be true about you? And what are you doing about it? That's the action. So to talk about belief in the book, it talks about feelings and emotions that really have to do with faith. And he talks about positive and good feelings. And so, this makes me think about, not that you're being prideful, right? Positive, that you're being prideful. So think about yourself. What are your feelings? What are your thoughts about yourself? What makes you feel good? What gives you good vibes? And then the second part is negative. What makes you feel bad? And if you're feeling bad, another thing that I really want to emphasize with people so much is self-talk. What are those messages that you catch yourself saying? What do you catch yourself saying? Not only if they're thoughts, do you say them out loud? If so, and they're negative, we have to stop. We really have to pay attention. What are our thoughts? I'm going to reference the book here a little bit. On page 47 in Think and Grow Rich, at the top it says, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, which means given feeling, and mixed with faith, right? Emotions, thoughts mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart. That makes sense? Take a look at that again on page 47. And then on page 48, your belief or faith is the element that determines the action. So, in life, if you believe you can do something, then you're all in. But if you doubt it, then you hesitate, and then maybe you completely stop and there's no action. So your belief or faith is the element that determines the action. Do you believe that if you strike up a conversation with someone, it could go somewhere? Will it be worth your while? Or do you believe, I've done this before and I didn't have any results, so you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Is that what you believe? Well, your belief or faith is the element that determines your action. Further down on page 48, it says, perfection will come through practice. So, this reminds me of when I was first had the responsibility of leadership. I wasn't good at it. I didn't even really know what I was doing. I wish I would have had the training then that I offer people now on it. I didn't know how to delegate. I wasn't clear enough on what I wanted. I didn't really know how to inspire people to take action. So that's the question, is when you practice, that's why they say practice makes perfect. What are you practicing that when you do it enough, you will really become very good at it? A mind dominated by positive emotion becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. That's at the bottom of page 48. A mind dominated by positive emotions becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. What's your state of mind? Look at this quote here on the bottom of this page. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, and I put in parentheses person, but soon or late, the one who wins is the one who thinks they can. I have to tell you, this is funny, but in my office on a shelf that I can see daily, I have the book, The Little Engine That Could. Yes, that used to be the book of my children, but they're now grown, right? But I find value in that. I look at that and I think, if I'm challenged by something, I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. So life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man or person, but soon or late, the one who wins is the one who thinks they can. And you have a worksheet, and I want to call your attention to your worksheet, because on your worksheet, I hope that you will invest the time that it will take for you to really drive this home and make this practical for you, that you will take the time to fill this out, because on your worksheet, there's some questions there. Our actions impact how we continue to do what we need to do to keep the good feelings, as well as improve the feelings of disappointment, the self-confidence formula. So we're going to talk about that. I want to encourage you to fill this out and make a note of it and, put it somewhere where you'll see it. So actions, the formula is in your book. It is in your book. It's on page 52, right? The formula is on page 52. And there are some things that he says, right? But let's start with this quote, because this is about action. Provision will meet you not where you stand, but rather where you step. Provision will meet you not where you stand, but rather where you step. Action. Faith without works. You've heard that before. You know what this reminds me of too? So one of my favorite verses is in John 5, verse 1 through 17. The man who sat by the pool of waters for 38 years, they were healing waters, and he couldn't walk. And he did have enough faith where he put himself by the healing waters. But for 38 years, he saw people go in front of him, and he never went into those healing waters. And finally, Jesus came to him and said, well, do you want to get well? And he said, yes, of course. And so Jesus said, pick up your mat and carry it with you. Action. So the good news, he had the faith to go by the healing waters, but he didn't take action. So we don't have 38 years to spend, do we? We do not. So this is about action. Thoughts propel action. When we have the right thoughts, the belief thoughts that give us the faith that we can do this, right? We don't see it, we have the doubt, we don't know how it's going to happen, but we remove the doubt because we have belief that it will happen. So thoughts propel action. For faith to produce God's intended results, it requires belief, partnership, and action on our part. So when we pay attention to the self-confidence formula, on page 52, then this really helps us understand. And you know what? It's okay that we're not confident about everything. I'm certainly not confident about everything. I continue to read and learn and grow and seek out help so that I can increase my confidence. And that's what I know you're committed to do. So again, I'm referencing that worksheet because that worksheet has some valuable information for you to really make a difference. You know, it's about 30-minute thinking. Honestly, it's amazing what you come up with when you invest the time in yourself to think about what you're thinking about. You'll get such great ideas and you'll be inspired and motivated. And then 10 minutes of confidence building. So 10 minutes of confidence building. And you know me, it starts with the affirmation. So what's your affirmation say that builds your confidence? And then document the definite aim. You know, that definite aim. What is your definite aim? What is the definite outcome, the definite purpose that you're looking for? And then, you know, on page 52, at the bottom of page 52, and the top of page 53, it's the full realization. It's commitments. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity. So that's the full realization. So, how can we go wrong by being committed to practicing these kind of thoughts, beliefs, and have faith? So refer to your worksheet. So I hope that what we've talked about today, belief and action, will help you develop and build your faith. I hope that it helps to remove any fear, uncertainty, doubt, and disbelief, and keep faith. Faith will complete you. Faith is about knowing, believing that it will happen. Trust, and confidence in someone or something. And I want to encourage you to start that by having confidence in yourself. Trust in yourself. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Keep your faith and practice it every day. Thank you again. I'm Michelle Beauchamp, owner of the Champ Group, where I want to help you unleash your inner champ.